My name's Chase Guthrie. I've been involved with Second Mile since 2008, I think. I went on my first fall mountain bike trip down to Tennessee. Got pulled in with Brent Wildman and a few other original Second Mile members, and it was a great trip. It just really got me hooked to go on a lot of future trips, and just enjoyed the time spent with other Christ-following men and just being out in the wilderness. I was getting pursued by God to try and reach out to another group of guys that aren't getting reached. And my background is a lot of motorcycle riding, so I wanted to get out and get with guys that are doing motorcycling. My involvement in Second Mile, what keeps me coming back, there's a handful of things that I love about the organization. One is just then again being with other Christ-following men, just being away from the daily grind, getting out in God's country, just out in the woods and away from TVs and cell phones and just all of that technology. You can be yourself with your other trip attendees and talk about God, and there's no judgment. You're sharing your heart, and it's just great. Similar to the bike trips, we do go out and camp for a weekend and do a bunch of trail riding and just enjoy the same camaraderie and time in the wilderness that the bike trips do. Just a totally different group of guys that aren't normally involved in the mountain bike side. I've met some really great guys that I didn't know at all prior to. It was a God thing. God put it together. He got them aware of our trips, and they signed up. They took the first step, to join with our mission, and we've done a lot of riding outside of the trips here locally, and spent time together talking about God. Some of them has grown into some little extra Bible studies on the side, or just meeting up and hanging out, and we know each other's hearts, and that helps on a little bit deeper level than normally just hanging out with the guys. I think it's really important to be involved with other men on another level. That relationship, to have a little bit deeper connection with other men that you can share your heart with, and you can talk about the tough things that most men aren't great about sharing. We tend to tuck things away and not want to share what's going on at home or whatever. We just want to pass and say, hey, yeah, everything's great. But there's so much more than that, and there's a lot of relationship you can have to share that burden and release it, and it just opens you up and makes you feel better to know that you've got other men praying for you, and they're going to help you through. Leading the Second Mile motorcycle off-road trips has been really great for me. It's pushed me to new areas that I've been hesitant to go into. So that's been great for me, but I hope everybody else that's attending the trips has really gotten as much out of it as me, or even half of what I've gotten out of it, for that matter, would be a success. I feel like I'm contributing to God's works, and it makes me feel good, and hopefully they're getting a lot out of it too. There's nothing to be scared of about going. If you enjoy motorcycle riding, you're gonna enjoy this trip. I know how to make trips enjoyable, hopefully, and make it where they're enjoyable trails for everybody. And you're going to be challenged. We're not going to pick gravel roads to ride around all day. We're going to find trails that are challenging and push you physically. That's a big part of Second Mile. They're going to push you physically and mentally, and then hopefully the devotionals around the campfire push you a little bit spiritually.